Hey everyone, very good evening. So, good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, welcome to our another workshop on data mining techniques using R programming. And today is our resource person, Dr. Shanji Verma. So, I would like to welcome Dr. Shanji Verma and also would like to give a brief introduction about her academic experience and knowledge. And Dr. Shanji Verma is currently working as a associate professor at LJ School of Computer Applications at the University of Ahmedabad with more than 18 years of experience in teaching and research. She is basically PhD holder in machine learning algorithms based recommendation system and also presented 30 plus research papers in different national and international conferences. And there are a number of patents under her credit, especially based on machine learning techniques and IoT and deep learning. So with great pleasure, I would like to welcome Dr. Shanji Verma for today's session. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
And also would like to welcome all the participants from different parts. And thank you for joining these programs and wish you a very happy learning experience in the organization. As you know that this is a workshop. So if interested, participants can join to practice on time along with the resource person. In between, if you have any particular doubts, you can put your doubts in the chat box and we will try to answer the questions also. So without wasting the time, we can directly move to the session. Once again, welcome you all for the session. Our two Shanti ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. So my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay.
Can you just a bit more increase your volume, ma'am?
1 minute.
Yeah.
My volume is full.
Yeah, no, okay, fine.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So all the participants, welcome for this workshop on data mining techniques using R programming. So first of all,
Ma'am, I
just
think
would
there are some beep sound is there. I think your headset has some issue.
I think
Yeah, still it's getting some beep sound.
1 minute. I will connect my audio again.
Yeah, okay, please.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Participants, is it to make a little bit noise or can we proceed with this?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm audible, sir, and
Yes,
my
ma'am.
voice is clear.
Yeah, you are audible, but
Yeah.
there are some beep sound is there.
Beep sound. There is no beep sound.
So what about others? I just feel some beep sound. I don't know how many of you. Is it okay now?
Please write in chat box.
Yeah, please.
No beep.
No beeps.
Yeah.
And please proceed, ma'am. It's
Yes.
maybe from my
Yes.
issue. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome to this workshop. So first, I let you brief about what is data mining and what are the different steps we have to follow to process or to do a data mining. So let's I present my PPT to you. So my PPT is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So first of
Ma'am, can you just put it in the
all,
presentation view? Can you just put it in the presentation view?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Yes, fine.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to discuss is why we do data mining and what are the purpose of doing data mining in today's world. So first of all, the need of data mining is because there is exponential growth in our data. So we know that means 10 years, 20 years back, when we are handling the data are in the kilobytes, in the megabytes, or in just gigabytes. But now the data is very huge in amount, and we know that the size of data is unmeasurable. So the problem is that the data is available, but how we handle that data and find the meaningful knowledge from the data is difficult. So the problem is that the data is collected everywhere in our real life. For example, if we are doing any transactions in e-commerce and we are clicking anything, that every click is recorded and every click generates a one data. Similarly, in the stock market also, when we are dealing with the stocks, means buying and selling or doing any transactions in the stock market, then also every click is recorded. If we are doing in the WhatsApp and we are texting the someone's or recording the video, we also know that these all data are saved somewhere. So the data size is very huge. The problem is that, and we generated data in a tremendous amount because we are using the different applications, and we are in the digital era where everything is digital, and we generated data very easily. So the problem is that there is a lots of data, and we know that in today's scenario, we have to purchase the space to save our data because our data size is very large. So to find the knowledge from the data or to find some insightful information from the data set, we require a data mining. So the problem is that this is the necessity of today's era, that we have to do the data mining to automate the massive amount of data set generated by the different IoT application, different by the sensors, different by generated by the digital camera, generated by the YouTube videos. Every data, we have to process that data and find some meaningful information or the knowledge from the data set for the business applications, because anyhow this data is helpful to do for making our business policies. So we have to do that thing. That's why we require a data mining. Now, then what is the data mining? So basically, as I already tell, that data mining is a discovery of knowledge from the data. So means I can elaborate that what is data, what is information, and what is knowledge. So what is data? Data is a raw fact, figures, pictures that we are storing. That is called as data. And what is information? If we do any processing in the data, then we get the information. And how we get the knowledge? If we process the information, then we get the knowledge. So this is a three-step process: data, then information, and then knowledge. So basically, we in the data mining, we want to discover some important knowledge from the data set, and that data set is a raw data set. So what is interesting in the extraction? So means in the data mining, that the discovery that the knowledge is non-trivial, implicit, previously unknown, and potentially useful. These are the four keywords when you are deriving the knowledge. Means anything that I want and I feel it is a knowledge, that is, it might be not considered as a knowledge because that is not useful anywhere. So it is important that the information or the knowledge you derive from the data set is potentially useful in some business applications. Similarly, as well as the knowledge you derived are previously unknown to anyone. So that's why it's called knowledge. Because if someone is known already, then it is not considered as a knowledge, or it is not considered as a invention or the discovery. Now, this is what is the meaning of non-trivial? That is, it means that means knowledge is used anywhere, as well as the form of the knowledge is not changed according to the data set. So we have to means look about these five features of the knowledge, because before extracting the knowledge from the data set. Now, there are different alternative names of the data mining, like knowledge discovery in the databases, that is called as the KDD, knowledge discovery database, knowledge extraction, data or the pattern analysis, data archaeology, data drafting, information harvesting, business intelligence. These are the different synonyms of the data mining. Means the steps we follow in the data mining, all these steps also follow in the these different alternative names. Now, what is knowledge discovery database process? Means what are the different steps you have to follow when you are doing a data mining? So first of all, where data is collected. Mostly when we are means dealing with the structured data, means data is stored in a form of the organized manner, means for example in the Excel, in the SQL databases, in the Oracle databases, where the structure of the tables or the structure of the database is fixed. In that cases, we can say that data is stored in the databases. Hello. Okay, so now the database, I am audible now. Okay, so basically all the databases has stored some data set. Now in the today's era, when we are dealing with the IoT data set, we are dealing with the YouTube data set, we are dealing with the Twitter and LinkedIn data set, we know that there are lots of uh, unstructured data is available. Means we are entering the data in the form of the pictures, in the form of the emojis, in the form of the videos. So the data, the type of the data is unstructured. So either data is stored in a structured manner, either it is stored in a unstructured manner. But the data is data. We have to handle both type of data, structured as well as unstructured data set. So in this step, you can see that we have the data set stored in our databases. But it is not compulsory that data stored in a database is ready to use or ready to use for data mining. Then the first step we have to follow is to do the data cleaning. Now, in the data cleaning, it might be possible there are some missing data are there in the data set. It might be possible the inconsistent data is available in the databases. It might be possible some duplicate values available in the databases. All these type of data is not ready to use for the data mining. So we have to do the data cleaning first. Now, for example, if you have a two data set like Amazon and Facebook, both data set, and these data set, one is a structured and second is a unstructured database. Now, if we have to combinedly do the data mining on both the data set, the step we have to use is a data integration. So we have to combine two different type of data set in a same manner. So either I have to convert data set to both data set in a structured manner, either I have to convert data set in a unstructured manner. So that process is due in a data integration. Now, the second step is a data warehouse. So what do you mean by data warehouse? Basically, all the data that available in the database is not required every time for business application or for the business decisions. So we have to extract only those data set that are frequently not used by the applications. The data in the databases, the data stored is a transaction database, and transaction database there is a regular updates are there. Means the data set is changed in every second or in every minute. But in data warehouses, we collect the data set that is not required every time. Means only the selected data that we have to store in a data warehouse, and we have to do data mining on the data warehouse only, not directly on the databases. But the problem is that in the today's era, that the cost of the data warehouse is very high. So the small companies that are not able to manage the data warehouse, that directly do the data mining on the databases. So it is not a compulsory process. If you can manage the data warehouses, then you can apply the data mining on the data warehouse data set. Otherwise, you can use the databases. Now, using some queries, we can select some meaningful task relevant data. For example, if I want to process only 1 month data set to do some customer analysis, then we don't require the whole data set of 1 year. We require the data set of only 1 month. So we have to fire a query according to our selection criteria and find the task relevant data set. And on this task relevant data set, we apply some data mining techniques or data mining algorithm and evaluate the pattern of the data set. And on the basis of the pattern of the data set, we find out or discovery some knowledge from the data set. So these are the different steps we have to follow when we are doing the data mining. So what are the steps? First step is you know what the data is and where the data is stored. Second, if data is clean, ready to use, then there is no need of the data cleaning. But if the data is not ready to use, then we have to apply the data cleaning on the data sets. Now, if you have to use the two different structured data sets, then you have to do the integration of the data set. And if you are using only one database, then there is no need of the data integration. Now, if you for the data warehouses, then you store some selection based data set on the data warehouses, and then find the only task relevant data and do the data mining on the task relevant data set. Means you cannot directly apply the data mining on the databases. So these are the steps that we have to follow when we are doing the data mining. Now, how data mining is used in the business intelligence, and what are the means what different type of end users do different type of work in the organization when they are performing the data mining. So basically, there is some role that is a DBA, that is a database administrator. So what are the basically database administrator that are not very technical persons? They are just putting your data into a system or just entering your data. So for example, your data set in the form of the files, in the form of the paper. So they make it digital. And if you are doing some scientific experiments, then they are recording your readings, and either they are using some database system. Now, DBA is also responsible for data pre-processing and integration. So if data is not clean, then this is the responsibility of the DBA, database administrator, to pre-process the data. It requires a data cleaning, data normalization. These are the different ways we can pre-process the data, and if required, we do the integration of databases and make the data warehouses. Now, some descriptive statistical analysis is also done by the DBA, that is a database administrator, means filing the file, filing the simple query, reporting means generate some report. That is also the work of the DBA. Now, who do the data mining? Basically, this data mining is done by the data analyst, which work is to find discovery of the information from the databases. Now, who use this results of the data mining? So there are some business analysts which visualize these information discovered by the data analyst in the form of the data presentation and use some visualization techniques, so the end user can understand the data very easily and very error free. Now, there are some top level persons in company, means like CEO and the persons who are making the decisions, that make the decisions on the basis of that information or that knowledge derived by the data analyst. So this is a means end user to the lower level employee of means what they are doing, and which type of operation performing by which role persons. So means there is a means not a single man can do a data mining. If the data is ready, then data mining is possible, and that data mining is if not used by the end user for the decision making, there is no need of the data mining. Now, what is basically a KDD process in the terms of the machine learning and statistics? So basically, in all data mining techniques or all data mining algorithms, we are mostly using the some statistical methods or some statics to build a data mining algorithms. So first step is to we require a one input data, that is in the form of the databases. Now in the data pre-processing, what the things we can do, we can integrate the different databases, we can normalize the data set. Normalization means if there is a very much fluctuations in the data set, then we have to normalize the value to reduce these fluctuations. Now, what is a feature selection? It means that it might be possible the data set you are using have the 100 number of columns, but all the columns are not in the use for your business objective. Then in that case, you have to select only that columns or only that features that are required for the business outcomes or the business decisions. So there are some algorithms available for the feature selection. Now, dimension reduction means there are two type of dimension reduction. One is a row-wise reduction and second is a column-wise reduction. We can do these two types of reductions, and there are some inbuilt available algorithms available for the dimension reduction also. Now, if the data is ready for the data mining after pre-processing, then we can do various data mining, means apply various data mining techniques. like pattern discovery, association and correlation, classification, clustering, outlier analysis. These are the different techniques of the data mining that you can apply in the databases. Now, what will you do after processing the data using the data mining? You can find out the patterns. You can find out the interpretation. What are the different interpretation pattern? You can do the different type of visualization, and on the basis of this different type of pattern, business persons can make a business decision for the growth of the business. Now, what do you mean by basically data mining function? The first function is a generalization. Okay, so in generalization, we can do the data cleaning, transformation, integration, and multi-dimensional data model. Basically, if we have only two columns, two things, that is row and columns in a data basis, then we can say that this data is a two-dimensional data set. But in real life, the data set is not two-dimensional. The data set is a multi-dimensional data set. And to store the multi-dimensional data, we require a data cube technology. And for data cube technology, we required a one technique that is called as an online analytical processing. If we store data in a databases, this is called as OLTP, that is online transaction processing. But as our data is a multi-dimensional, then we have to use the data cube technology to store the data and follow the online analytical processing rules to store or to aggregate the data set. Now, on this data set, we apply a different type of the characterization or discrimination, like generalize the data set, summarize the data set, find out the contrast characteristics of the data set. So we can do different type of things on the basic things on the data set. Now, the second function of data mining is association and correlation. So basically, this association and correlation is very much important when we are dealing with the marketing discipline, or we are handling some mall data sets where there is lots of accessories are available. For example, if we are taking example of the Walmart. So in the Walmart, we can see that there are different categories of products are available. And when any person is going to purchase a thing, then what are the different things they can put in their basket? And what are the association between all the products available in the basket with each other? That is called as the association analysis. For example, here you can see what is the probability that a person can take a diaper as well as a beer in their cart or in their basket in any mall. So in means on the basis of this association or the correlation value, a manager can decide how the items of the malls are organized, so that the purchase of the items is increased, or it is useful for the growth of the business. So for that, we are using a frequent pattern analysis. That this is one algorithm we can use to find out the association between the different items available in a supermarket or in a Walmart. Now, the third thing that is very, very popular, the used technique that is used in data mining is a classification. So, for example, if you have to classify the cars on the basis of some features of the car, means which type of car is this, or which type of web page is this. So for the classification, there are various type of algorithms are available to classify the data set. Basically, we can classify the data set on the basis of the some labels. and the labels are predefined on the data set. So you heard one term that is a supervised learning. So basically a classification is example of the supervised learning algorithm, and there are various methods available like decision tree classifiers, naive Bayes classifier, SVM, that is a support vector classifier, neural network, logistic regression. These are the different types of algorithms available to do the classification. Now, where classification is used in the real world, for example, if you have to find out uh, the fraud detection in a credit card on the basis of some patterns or on the basis of some data set, then you can use the classification. For example, if you want to classify that email you get in your inbox is a spam, or it's a primary, or it's a promotion. So in that case also you have to do the classification. So basically Google is using classification, your Gmail is using classification, your Amazon is using classification. Every big applications that are available in the market is using some classification algorithm to classify their data set, to classify their product, etc. Now, the next function of the data mining is a cluster analysis. So basically, a cluster analysis is used when in the original data set you don't know the labels. So if you don't know the label and you have to group the data set on the basis of some characteristics or some categories, then you have to use the cluster analysis. And cluster analysis is an example of the unsupervised learning algorithm. And there are many ways to do this cluster analysis on the basis of the some distance based method, on the basis of the some classic means similarity level of the element, means different algorithms are available. And basically in the clustering there are three categories. One is called as basically clustering on the basis of the means. Second, clustering on the basis of the hierarchy. And third is clustering on the basis of the density. So these are three different types of the clustering algorithm available. And but we have to note that this clustering is only used when your class label or what you want to predict is not defined in your data set. Now, the last analysis that is used in a data mining is an outlier analysis. So, what is outlier first of all? So, outlier is any object or any point in a data set that does not match the general behavior of the data set. It behaves some different data set that is different characteristics that is not available in our data set. So it might be possible that data set means comply this different behavior because of some error in the data set, or it might be possible when we are entering the data set and we are doing some mistakes. So these are the mistakes is by the persons, and these type of mistakes is called as either noise or either exception. So we have to handle these noise and exception because they very much affect the result of the analysis. And there are analysis like regression analysis is available, which is used to find the outlier in your data set. So these are the basically different categories of the data mining techniques or we can do. So in this workshop, we cover two things, that is a classification and clustering. These are the very popular, and these are also used in the machine learning in the case of the supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms. So means what are the different disciplines that can combine when we are doing the data mining? So in the data mining, we are using the database technologies. Means we have some basic knowledge of the databases, we have some basic knowledge of the statics, We have the basic knowledge of the machine learning, means how the machine learning algorithms work, and how to visualize the data, and means how to make our algorithm so that they can do a best performance, because if the data set is very large, in that case the performance of the algorithm is reduced. So we have to we have some general idea of if these all disciplines, then it is easy to interpret the results of the data mining. Now, what are the different applications of the data mining that is used in today's scenarios? So, as I already know that when you are searching anything on the Google, that Google gives you some results, but that result is based on the basis of some classification algorithm. For example, if you are typing Jaguar on the Google, so the problem is that Jaguar is a car as well as Jaguar is an animal. So means how Google can understand what you want and what category of web pages you want to look. So means these type of analysis means web page classification is done by the Google and using some classification algorithm. Similarly, a page ranking means which page come first, which page come last, and means this ranking is done by the some clustering algorithms. Now you already know that major e-commerce systems use some recommendations. It gives you some recommendation after purchase or after searching. So all these recommendation systems are built with the help of the data mining. Now, I already told you association and correlation, that there is some analysis on the basis of the your cart or your basket that you build in any superstore. So if you want to target some specific group of customers, then you can do a target marketing on the basis of the association and correlation, and this analysis is called as a market basket analysis. Now, there are you also know that there are some biological sequence analysis, and this sequence analysis is also done with the help of some clustering. So means, and there are various data mining tools available. Means that gives you GUI interface to do the data mining. There is a Vika, there is a SAS, there is a Oracle data mining tools available, but these provides you not a customized data mining. If you want to do a customized data mining, then you have to use any programming language, like we are using R to do the data mining. So then what are the different issues we can handle, we have to handle when you are doing a data mining? The problem is that the mining methodology, what we are using a mining methodology, because the problem is that the one methodology we are using in a one data set, it might be possible that is not applicable in the next data set, because the data, if the data behavior is changed, we have to change the methodology. And the problem is that data mining is a interdisciplinary field, means you require a different knowledge of the different disciplines. And the problem is that if a person has only a core IT person or core marketing person, then it might be possible they can not understand the whole process of the data mining. The second problem is that there is a means less user interaction in the data mining, because when you are doing a data mining, the data is collected by other person, and you are doing a data mining. Then it might be possible the data set is collected by the other person, has the different perspective, and you are thinking you are taking a data in a different perspective. In that way, the interpretation of the results is might be different. So the problem is that in the interpretation of the results. Now, The third problem is the efficiency and scalability of the algorithms. Basically, the all data mining algorithms that are available uh, have some limitation to handle the means amount of data set. So what we can do to scale the flexibility of the algorithm. So this is the issue that we can we have to face in a data mining. The very complex problem is the diversity of the data types. In today's world, we are handling the very complex data sets where we don't know what is the type of the either it's integer, either it's a string, either it's decimal, either it's video, because everything is combined in a one data set. So how to store that data set, how to do the dynamic data mining, how to relate all the different kind of data sets together, this is also a big problem. Now, it might be possible there are some sensitive issues of the society. And if you find any discovery from your data set that is not acceptable to the society, then what you can do? So the problem is that every knowledge that you get from the data mining, it might be possible that is not acceptable to the society because of some social impacts. Also, you know that there are in every applications there are some privacy concern. So everything, every data that is we store in any application is not used for the data analysis. So it might be possible we miss the connections between the data set because of these privacy issues. So these are the different problems we may face when we are doing the data mining. So this is all brief about the data mining techniques. What is data mining? What are the different applications of data mining? What are the different data mining techniques we can we can perform? So let's start the discussion about means how to do the data mining using R. So means I want to know from the audience that everyone has a R Studio or not, application R Studio or not. Hello. Okay. So if all of you have yes, yes. Okay. Then I directly start means how to do the data mining. Otherwise, I told you that how to install it. Yes, yes. We required only R Studio. Okay. If any person don't have the R Studio, so for installing the R Studio, the first requirement is you must have R. Okay, so I show you the means how to install it. So you can just open your Google. I am means my screen is visible now, and just type install R and R Studio. And if your system is Windows, then you can click on Windows. Okay, so this is a one link. 1 minute, please. Hello. Yeah, sorry for the interrupt. Okay, so you can see this is a link where you can download R for Windows. Okay, so in this link, if you click, then you get the latest version of the R. Okay, for example, if I click here, so you can see that the file is downloading here, and I already have this R, so I do not want to download this. Okay, I think only two persons don't have, otherwise all have the R Studio. Yes. Okay, so the persons you don't have, please first install this R. Okay, and you get one exe file here, so you can just click on the exe file and do the next and submit. Then you get the R first, and after installing the R, you have to install the R Studio. Hello. So means the there means the persons don't have the R are able to install R or not. Okay, then after that you can install the R Studio also. These are the steps also available. If anyone has problem, then you can follow these steps. Okay, and this is a website www.rstudio.com to download the R Studio. Okay, so you can just click here to download the R Studio. After downloading, you have to install also the R Studio, but you have to open only R Studio, not R. Okay, so this type of interface you get when your R Studio is installed in your system. Hello. So can I start working with the R Studio? Okay, okay. So first of all, I told you that when you are doing a data mining, what the first step is, we want to know how to handle the data. Okay, so means where first from where you get the data set. So you know that there are only two sources of data set. One is called as the primary source, second is called as the secondary source. Primary source means we collect the data set by self. Secondary is someone is collecting the data set and we are using it. For example, the research papers data set we are using, the magazines data set we are using, the journal data set we are using. It means we are using the secondary data set. And if you are doing your primary survey, it means you are doing a means storing a primary data set. So basically, when we are doing a data mining, then the size of the data is very huge. So you know that the to collect the very huge data is very difficult. So mostly in data mining, we use the secondary data set. Now, how we get the secondary data set? So I tell you one website where you get lots of secondary data set. Okay. So there is a one website that is called as kaggle.com. If anyone is already using this kaggle.com, then it's okay. Otherwise, before downloading any data set, means you required a login. So you can do a login with your Google account also. Okay. So this is a website where you can get lots of the secondary data set available. So for example, if I want to do a classification. Okay. That is a one technique of the data mining. And I want to download some classification data set. So I write here classification data sets. Okay. You see that there are lots of the classification data sets are available. So mostly data set that are available here that are in the form of the Excel file, and the extension of the file is CSV. CSV means comma separated values data set. For example, I take this data set, wine quality data set. Everyone is with me? Please open this website. Search this wine quality data set. Okay. And download this data set. Before downloading, it requires your credentials. So I log in with my Google account. Okay. Now I have to download this. So I click here. You can see this file is downloaded. So everyone, please download this file.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Fine, please.
Yes, yes. So everyone, file is downloaded. Yes. So now I open this file. This is a file name is wine quality data set. You can see in my screen. This is a wine quality data set. In kaggle.com, in search, you directly type wine quality data set. This is a file you can download from here. Bind qt.csv file. Okay. Now I take this file in my desktop to do the processing. Okay, so this is available here. Now, to read the secondary data in RStudio, what you have to do? You have to use a one method. So I write here as a comment that you can use read underscore CSV method to read any CSV file. What is CSV? I already told you that CSV means comma separated values file. This is just like a Excel file, but if the size of the file is very large, then there is a problem in reading. So CSV makes the file means store the file in a less number of bytes. So that's why basically mostly persons use this CSV file to do the data mining or to process the large amount of data. Okay. Now, for example, I want to take my data or read my data in a data variable. Okay. So I have to write read dot CSV, but this is read underscore not read dot. In Python, it's a read underscore CSV. Okay. And here you have to pass the file path of the file. Now, how to get the path of the file? Here is my file is available. Okay. So I right click here, go to the properties. Okay. You can see here the location. The location. Okay. I copy the location. Okay. Now I paste here the location. And you have to change these slashes. Okay. Now this is a location address. Now I have to pass the name of the file, that is wineqt.csv. Everyone is with me? Okay. Once again, okay. So my file is here in my desktop. Okay. This is my file. I have to right click on the file. Please do with me so that you can sync. Anywhere where your file is downloaded. Yes, I can paste the code. There is no problem. But the problem is that the path of your file is different. So this code is not working in your system. Okay. So I again tell you that this is my desktop. This CSV file is available here. I have to right click, go to the properties. In the properties, you can check this is a location. I have to copy this location. Now go to my RStudio and paste here the location. Okay. For example, here. Now I have to change these slashes. Okay. I copy this and okay. Hello. Now everyone understand how to pass the path of the file. Now if you want to print your data, means the data set available in the CSV file, you have to print in the RStudio. Then you have to write this print and this variable data, because you can read all the data from the CSV file and store that data in a one variable, that is a data. Now if I run this 2 line of code, you have to select and run. You can see this all data is printed here. Okay. Everyone completed this? If any problem, you can tell to me. What means we can use also? Yes, in that case, yes, you can use this choose dot files. Okay, but this in this choose dot files, the data set you get is not means many times not in the proper format for the analysis. It might be possible that data set is in the form of the string. Then in that case you means get some problem while do the analysis, and while use the whole data set or the part of the data set. But this is also fine. Okay, everyone data is readed. Okay, now I means do in a different way. As someone, my file is not here, means you have to download the file. Your file is downloaded or not? Yes. Then where, what is the location of the file? Can you please share your screen if allowed? Yes, download. Then please right click on the file. Go to properties. Okay, Kaggle. 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 Not Kay. Okay, I will share. There is a way to share file here. Yes. Not a problem. I share you the file. Now everyone get the file. Please download this file. You can means extract this zip folder also. Not a problem. Not a problem. You can download from the chat box. Now everyone has file. Okay. Now you can able to read the data using this code. Download the file and pass the full path here. For example, if this is my download, okay, and this is my file. Now I have to click on the file, go to properties. This is my location. Okay, I have to copy this location. Now paste here and just change these slashes. Okay, now if I again run this code, you can see that all data is read. Everyone is able to read the data. What I explained once again means how to get the location or how to write this path. How to download data. Okay, not a problem. So this is my kaggle.com. Okay. In search, I write wine quality data set. I click on the data set. Now I have to scroll. You can see here wineqt.csv, and here is a one option download. Understand? Now I click on the download. Okay. Understand? Hello. Yes, I already told you that you have to sign in first. Okay. Now, if I am able to read the whole data sets of the CSV file. Now, if I want to do a data mining on a selected column, then how do I get the selected column? For example, if I want to access only one column of this data set, so I have to write print data and use the dollar. Okay, when you use the dollar, you can see that these all different names are displayed. These names are the different columns available in your file. So for example, if I take a one column citric acid, now if I run this code, only this line, you can see only one column data is displayed. Okay, you can see here, this is only one column data. Okay, so dollar is a one way to access a one column of the data file or the CSV file. Okay, now if you want to check that there is any null values in the data set, because if there is any null values, then the problem is that we cannot do the data mining, because we have to first clean these null values before doing the data mining. So how to check that there is any null values in data set or not? So I write here print is.na. Na means null values. Okay, and where? In data, means in my file. Now if I run this code, you can see these false values are given. So if false means there is no null values, and if there is any true, then it means there is some null values are there. Now if you want to print the sum of the null values, then how you can do? You can put here the sum method. You can see is 0. It means, hello, it means there is no null values in the data set. Everyone is with me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, it's okay, fine. Please.
The sum is giving the total number of values having the null values in the data set. Okay. And if you want to do this processing column wise, then you can pass here a column. For example, if I pass here this column, then it gives you a column wise sum of null values. Okay. So I paste you the code. You can do by your own. Okay. Now, if you want to find out the mean of any column, then how you can do? So there is a one method mean. So you can store the mean, or you can directly print the mean. For example, if I store the mean in my variable data underscore mean equal to, there is a method mean. Here I have to pass any one column of the data set where there is a integer values. Okay. So for example, if I take this chlorides here, now if I print data underscore mean, so it gives you the mean of the column chlorides of the data set. This is the arithmetic mean. Okay. Okay. Similarly, we can find out the median also. Okay. For the median, you have to just write the median in place of the mean. For example, here I write data underscore median equal to median. Median is a method. I pass here data dollar. For example, I take a density column and I have to find out the median of the density. Now I print data underscore median. And if I run this 2 line of code, then you can see I get the median. Okay. Hello. Everyone is doing with me? Okay. Similarly, there is a method standard deviation and variance also, and we can use the standard deviation of and variance of a particular columns of a data set. For standard deviation, there is a method SD. Okay, SD for standard deviation. And I pass here data dollar, for example, pH. Now I print so I get the standard deviation of the column pH. Okay. And if I change here, for example, variance, I have to find out the variance. Variance is a square of the standard deviation. And I change here. You can write separately also. I change here. So I get the standard deviation. This is just the square of the standard deviation. Okay. So these are the some descriptive analysis that we can do in our from our data set. This is just descriptive. Okay. But for data mining, we require some knowledge of the descriptive analysis, because when we are applying any data mining algorithm, these are some basic concepts. If our basic concepts is clear, then we can means easily use the data mining algorithm. Otherwise, there is a problem in using the algorithm. Okay. everyone completed this? Now, if you want to do plotting, so and plot a one line chart between any two columns of the data set, then you can use this plot method and pass any two column. For example, I take a citric acid and data dollar, for example, density. Okay, and if I run this code, you can see here that this chart is plotted. You can see here. Okay, so this is just a dot plot that we can two-dimensional plot. We can plot with the help of the any two columns of the data sets. Okay. Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, sir. Can I stop here for today?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Please specify the reasons too. So
Yes, yes, sir. Due to some family function, there is some problem, sir.
yeah, dear participant, in connection with some puja holidays,
Yes, yes,
some
yes, sir.
puja
Yes.
is happening in the house. So tomorrow
So,
and after tomorrow we will take this 15 minutes more, right, ma'am?
yes, sir. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah,
dear
okay.
participants, thank you for joining today's session.
Yeah. Thank
Hope
you, sir.
everything is clear for today and we can join on tomorrow.
And I will share all the codes on the material after means ending of the workshop, so you can do a practice. Okay?
Yes, fine,
Yes.
fine,
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
okay, ma'am, you can wind up.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow and good night.
Thank you.